2-3 minutes. Let others join. Let the number goes beyond, say, 25 to 30.
Yeah, now it is 24. Yeah.
We can wait for 30, then we can start.
Okay, sir.
স্যার আপনি বলে দিন স্টার্ট করতে কারণ আমি তো বলে দিলাম যে স্পিকার দেখতে কি স্টার্ট করতে ফোন করেছিলাম না ফোন করিলেন
Good morning, everybody, including our honorable director, sir.
Thank you, Professor Datta. Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year, sir. Same to you. Thank you, sir.
Hello? করেছেন তো? ঠিক আছে। হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে, ওকে। হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে, ওকে। হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে। চালু করে দিয়েছি।
Good morning, Pintala sir.
So 30 already joined.
Then we can start. We can start.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So warm welcome to everyone, all the faculty members, director sir, principal PCREC, APC, and other dignitaries, delegates, and happy New Year to all. Now, what is the importance of waste management? So day by day, the waste is becoming a serious trouble to the society and the whole mankind. So it is very necessary that people take the social awareness as a very serious concern. And hello, okay, so eco is coming. I mean, switch off. Eco. Kancho sir.
Yes.
Please switch off your microphone.
Okay.
Because eco is coming. So unlike hundreds of years ago, most of our waste increasingly belongs to the biodegradable category. This means simple waste management techniques such as burying and burning are not as effective anymore. There is a few reasons why waste management is very important today. Recycling and waste management can lead to bigger profits for companies, especially in the food industry, simply by planning and portioning ingredients, as well as keeping an efficient supply chain. Companies such as restaurants, supermarkets, and food factories can boost profits by as much as 10%. This also applies to other industries, such as construction, where tightening up stock control can save on waste and increase profits. Efficient waste management and recycling is one of the important criteria for industry. Potential and existing customers will see you as a responsible and sustainable company that cares about the environment, the future, and the population. Unfortunately, we cannot simply burn all waste we come across. This is because it releases toxins, pollutes the air, and can even contribute towards the destruction of the ozone layer. Some waste is hazardous and many cause harm to the environment. This includes plant, animals, and habitats. Toxic materials is harmful to living things and pollute water bodies such as lakes and rivers. And incredible benefits of waste management is that can cut overall production cost in the long run. Recycling helps to conserve natural resources such as glass, plastic, paper, and oil. Reusing these materials will place less strain on our natural resources and lower the cost of production. Waste materials can be harmful to the society as well as the environment. Carbon reduction commitment targets can set local authorities is designed to reduce CO2 emissions. The 2008 Climate Change Act in the UK is one of the world's first legal climate change initiatives. The idea is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 80% between the year 1990 and 2050. Now I request our Honorable Director, Sir, Professor Dr. Piyush Palrai, to speak a few words regarding the steps that our college is taking for the environmental pollution abatement. Thank you. Please start, sir.
Good morning to all of you. Happy New Year 2021. May this new year bring joy, happiness in your life. I heartily welcome you all in this international webinar on innovative waste management techniques, which will be delivered by two very eminent speakers. Our first speaker will be Professor Dr. V. Chintala, who is the Associate Professor of National Rail Transportation Institute, Vadodara. And Professor Chintala will speak from 10:30. I think it is 10:30, 10:40, something like that, to 12 or noon on the topic, municipal mixed plastic waste to valuable fuels for transportation and industrial applications, heating applications. And another speaker is Professor Dr. Santi Raju Pillai, Department of Chemical Engineering Technology, College of Applied Industrial Technology, Dahan University, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Professor Pillai will speak from 12:30 to 2 p.m. on the topic repercussions of COVID-19 pandemic on health, safety, and waste management, challenges and opportunities. And he will speak on some review of all this work. As we all know that India is generating almost 62 million tons of garbage every day. Just 62 million tons of garbage every day, and has become among the top 10 countries generating the highest amount of municipal solid waste. Out of this total waste generation, more than 45 million tons of waste remain untreated, which is whopping 72%. Waste management is the foremost value India needs to adopt if it has to achieve the goal of 100% cleanness by 2025. Countries like Germany, countries like Australia, USA have set example of innovative waste management, and India can definitely take inspiration from such innovations and implement them along with few indigenous technologies and modifications as well. The global waste management market size is predicted to reach $485 billion by 2025. Population pressure, concentrated urban growth, and an increased rate of hazardous waste generation are all factors contributing to this expansion. Approximately 7 to 10 billion tons of solid waste are generated each year in urban areas due to construction and tourism activities only. All these activities call out for new methods to handle, to haul, recycle, and transform waste. United States of America has adopted Robots Act of collecting waste powered by sun and strong river current. Australia has recently adopted bins that help in segregation, recycling, and composting. And Germany has adopted biodegradable leaf plates, cars, plastic, pollution, etc. There are eco-consciousness companies in India too, who are trying to make such eco-friendly biodegradable plates, but the trend is yet to catch on. There are few common questions usually everybody asks, namely, what are the waste management techniques? What is the most effective method of waste management? How we can develop an effective waste management and disposal strategy? And modern waste management techniques include recovered through recycling, biological reprocessing, dump in sanitary landfill, waste to energy, composting, then thermal treatment, and plasma gasification. In this respect, I would like to say that few of the CSR laboratories that plasma gasification technique they have already adopted, and some railway stations also they are targeting fast to start with. As such, it is really a challenging task before all of us. I must thank the coordinators, Professor Saurabh Ranjan Das, Professor Jayanto Pal, Dr. Abhijit Kumar Ghosh, Dr. Sukalpa De, of the Basic Science and Humanities Department of Dr. B.C. Rai Engineering College for taking this initiative at a very appropriate time. And I also thank all the participants. Specifically, I found that our principal of APC, he has also joined. Many of our senior head of the departments, they have also joined. I believe that the participants will be benefited immensely through such valued deliberations and subsequent discussions. I also hope that this webinar would come out with some concrete understanding of the innovative modern waste management techniques. And I think that in our BCRDC campus also, we will implement few of such techniques to come out totally green campus. I wish the event a grand success. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Professor Das, please. Okay, thank you very much. I welcome the speaker and over to Professor Saurabh Ranjan Das.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice speech. Now, I just request Professor Dr. Abhijit Kumar Ghosh just to introduce our speaker, Venkata Chintala.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Director Sir, and respected dignitaries and all the participants. I have the privilege to introduce our eminent speaker, Dr. Chintala, B. Chintala. He is a founding associate professor in National Rail and Transportation Institute, Vadodara, India, which is India's first university focused on transportation, domain, education, established by Ministry of Railways. Dr. Chintala is the alumni of IIT Delhi, did his PhD from Center for Energy Studies, IIT Delhi, in the field of transportation. He is a recipient of Srimati Vijaya Sodha Award for his best research work at IIT Delhi in the year 2015. Sir, he graduated from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Kakinada, in mechanical engineering, and his post-graduation from Rajiv Gandhi Technological University, Bhopal. He has teaching experiences for UG, PG, PhD students of engineering for the past 13 years. He worked with industries for about 2 years prior to his teaching assignments. His area of specialization is internal combustion engines, alternate fuels for transportation sector, and waste to energy conversion technologies. Currently, he is working in solar thermal pyrolysis of waste materials, including sewage sludge, agriculture waste, and municipal solid waste. He is also working in conversion of municipal and industrial plastic waste to fuels conversion technologies. He has completed several R&D projects from Department of Department of Science and Technology, DST, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, etc. Currently, he is working on DST-sponsored project to commercialize the plasto oil production from municipal mixed plastic waste with industries. To his credit, he published about 56 research articles in renowned journals such as Renewable and Sustainable Energy Reviews and Applied Energy. He has authored several book chapters published by Elsevier Publications. He is continuously disseminating his research findings in various platforms such as DLR Germany, DST New Delhi, Diver Haldwani, and so on. So his topic of presentation will be municipal mixed plastic waste to valuable fuels for transportation and industrial heating applications. Over to you, sir. Venkata Chintala, we would like to hear from you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for nice introduction. I'm glad that I'm also be a part of this webinar. Once again, I would welcome you for this webinar with my best wishes and wish you Happy New Year once again to everyone who is participated. About 30 participants are there. Okay, good. In fact, I feel privileged to be associated with you all in this mode. Whatever the research work that we are carrying out, I would like to disseminate in this kind of platforms. Well, as you was introducing about myself, basically let me say a few more details. Earlier, I was associated with the University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, where the city was in the hill areas. It is in Uttarakhand, where we used to do a lot of work on waste materials. Waste materials including organic waste, inorganic waste. Even we were working on one of the project, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and Ministry of Environment and Forest, MOEF, the forest waste. In forest, chirpine needles, I hope you might have. So conversion of chirpine needles to valuable briquettes and then producing some solid and gaseous kind of fuels, which would be useful for the local electricity power generations. Also, we were working on the sewage sludge conversion to valuable fuels like liquid and carbon. And that carbon, again, being activated carbon. So like this, various kinds of feedstocks or various kinds of feedstock we were working on from various projects. However, for this time, I would like to focus on the municipal mixed plastic waste conversion to valuable fuels, which would be applicable for heating and small-scale power generation and automotive sector. Let me share my presentation. Hope presentation is visible. Is it visible? Presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good. So plastic, before going to the details, let me ask you a few questions. As you are all from chemical department or from chemistry background, I am the only odd one from mechanical engineering in this platform. So let me ask some fundamental questions. What is the problem with the mixed plastic waste that you find? Do you find any kind of mixed plastic waste? I hope you are all faculty members. You are all having basic knowledge about the conversion of waste to energy. So directly, let me jump to the topic. So what do you think about the mixed plastic waste, and what would be the challenges while treating the mixed plastic waste? You may kindly respond back if you have any idea. Otherwise, I will go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you have any idea about the plastic? What is a plastic?
Sir, plastic, thermoplastic, thermoset, different type of materials, plastic material that we are using.
Okay.
Thermoplastics and thermosets.
Okay, very good. Thermosets and thermoplastics. Can you spell out any home appliance, any item that you are using in your
Mug, jug, bucket.
without made up of plastic?
Without metal. Wood,
Wood, very good.
metal,
Glass.
Metal. Metal, what kind of metal? I'm asking about the home appliance.
almirah,
Home
almirah,
items that you are using in your home.
almirah,
Steel iron.
Almirah,
That is-
Almirah.
yeah,
Dining table also made by wood.
Okay.
glass top,
Steel.
Glasses also we use.
Okay. So if you compare the number of items that are there in your home, which are made with plastic and which are non-plastic, which one would be the major contribution, major percentage of the items that you find?
Plastic is a major
Plastic.
contribution.
Major
Yeah.
contribution.
Yeah, I would like to say that plastic has wide range of applications. Without a plastic element, we cannot assume the industry revolution. We cannot assume the commercial revolution. Even in our home, maybe 70 to 80% of the items have at least one or two minimum plastic related components, plastic derived components. If I take the transportation sector heavily depends on the plastic items, plastics of different kinds. Are you aware of the different kinds of plastics? As some of you rightly said, thermosets and thermoplastics are the two major classification. Plastics are also being classified based on the structure, how they are formed. Plastics are also being classified based on the applications. Plastics are also being classified based on the recycling times. So are you aware of, have you heard about the LDPE, HDPE, PET, PVC? Have you heard these terms?
Yes, low density polymer, high density polymer, polyvinylidene chloride, PVC.
Okay.
These are all well-known plastic items, materials.
Okay. Okay. Milk packets that you use daily, those milk packets are made up of with what kind of plastic?
LDPE.
LDPE, very good, excellent. So milk packets, shampoo bottles, many kinds of the items that you usually use, daily use, those are made up of with some kind of plastics. Plastics are basically of a synthetic or semi-synthetic kind of materials. In plastics, the major portion is a polymer. Major portion of the plastics are polymers. Or simply, I can define all polymers comes under the category of plastics. Polymer, as the name itself indicates, the combination of different monomers. Being the chemical expert people, can you define the monomer? What kind of monomers that you usually come across?
ethylene, propylene,
Very good.
vinyl chloride,
Water molecule is it considered as the monomer? Water molecule or ammonia, these kind of molecules.
No, they are not monomer
They are not monomers. Why?
because they are not able to join with each other.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Monomers are usually being defined any simple molecules which is having a minimum 2 or more bonding sites. Ethylene, propylene, butadiene, all these kinds of alkenes comes under the category of monomers. Monomers are being combined together or reacted together and form a polymer, which usually we call it as a plastic. Plastic are, as we started, plastics are having wide range of applications. In industry also, without plastic, we cannot imagine the production process. We cannot imagine the application process. Do you think these plastics are threat? One side we are saying that without plastics we cannot sustain. Without plastics our survival would be difficult. Without plastic our progress or efficiency may be a little lower. Without the usage of plastic materials, which are lightweight materials, the transportation medias like bus, car, transportation media, any transportation media, even aviation sector, the efficiency of transportation or energy efficiency or transportation efficiency would be lesser. So plastics are deeply penetrated in the society, deeply penetrated in our economy. Do you think the plastics are threat to the economy, threat to the human beings, threat to the environment? What is your perspective?
Unless we have some safe way to dispose of these plastics or find some safe way to recycle these plastics, they are a threat. Because these days we have plenty of issues related to particularly this single-use plastics and everything.
Very good, sir. Very good, sir. Excellent. So do you think, as per you, do you think recycling is the best option to avoid the...
Definitely, sir. Definitely, yes. If we can have some efficient method by which we can recycle these plastics, obviously, I guess.
Okay, okay. So as you are mentioning, one aspect you are mentioning, the proper disposal system, adapting a proper disposal system. Another one is a proper recycling, proper or efficient recycling systems. Do you think these two aspects will solve our problem with plastics?
I'm not sure, sir, but to some extent, I think at least it can, to some extent, reduce the issues. Not completely, but to some extent, we can lessen the dangerous effects of these.
Good, sir. Good, sir. Some other can respond, please.
Yes, sir. If we reduce we properly recycle the plastic material, then the problem will be reduced somehow.
So utilization need to be reduced. Amount of plastic consumption has to be reduced. But the problem is being plastic with many favorable physiochemical properties, low cost material, it is widely penetrated into applications. Without plastic, we cannot think. If I make any component with metals or some other valuable materials, and the same component, if it is being made with the plastic, definitely much economical differences is there. Definitely. Plastic is a threat. We will try to focus. We will try to discuss the rest of the things in the forthcoming slides. Recycling and proper disposal system would be definitely, to some extent, they solve the purpose of huge threat because of the plastics. Let us go ahead with other kinds of aspects which we can adopt to treat the plastics efficiently. Yeah, plastics definitely pollution, causing pollution to land, soil pollution, air pollution, and water pollution. About 8 million tons of plastic waste is entering every year into the ocean. As you all know that all water bodies are interconnected. The drainages are connected to the canals. Canals are connected to the rivers. Rivers are connected to the oceans. So whatever the waste that is being dumped into the drainage, again, finally, it is going to the oceans. Oceans are the huge dump sites for the plastics. 150 million tons of the plastic has been dumped as of 2014 statistics. Sorry, I'm not I did not include the recent statistics. In this, about 62% of the plastic that was dumped in the oceans are from the packaging industry. If I take 5 kgs of fish, you can find out 1 kg of plastic in the fish. As per the Web Resources, the data, every human being produces about 50 to 55 kg of plastics per year. As I'm in Indian Railways, we were estimating how much of plastic waste is being generated once train commutes from one place to another place. If I consider the Shatabdi Express, Shatabdi, how much amount of plastic waste is being generated in station in Delhi metropolitan cities? How much plastic waste is being generated? Here, as our institute, our university is located in Vadodara, Gujarat. I know the Gujarat details. Closely, we are working with the project as well. In only one station, Vadodara main station, about 200 kg of plastic waste is being collected daily. 200 kg of plastic waste. I'm not talking about the other solid waste, other organic waste. I'm not talking about food and other kinds of waste. I'm not talking about. Only the waste which is being separated from the entire MSW, municipal solid waste. I'm talking about the plastic waste, which is a mixed kind of plastic waste. Because of the plastic waste, definitely animals are being affected, humans are being affected, human organ systems are being affected, soil is being polluted, so underground water is being polluted. If the plastic, as you all know, the plastic decomposition years is too high, it may be 200 years, 450 years. Some plastics even consume 1,000 years for the decomposition. Almost, I could say, decomposition levels with the plastic is insignificant, negligible. With this property, because of this non-biodegradable property, the plastics are threat to the even groundwater resources, surface water resources, not only for the human beings, not only for the animals, not only for the aquatic bodies, it is also threat to the environment, air pollution. The toxins that were released because of the incineration, because of the landfilling of the plastic materials, definitely the toxins released in the atmosphere are causing the entire environment, entire ecosystem, imbalancing the ecosystem. Again, that causes the imbalanced biodiversity. As you all mentioned, recycling is one of the good options. As you know, the term which is frequently used while discussing about the plastic R3, R cube, R3R, some people say reduce, reuse, reduce, recycle, reuse. This terminology is famous. As some of you rightly said, reduce your consumption as much as possible. Reduce your plastic consumption as much as possible in order to target the problem. If are unable to reduce, you try to reuse. You try to reuse the plastic. Instead of using a single, you can make use of multiple times. If you are unable to reuse, at least you try to focus on the recycling. Even on recycling, there are challenges. As you are aware that any material, if it undergoes heat, if it is subjected to heat, it suffers the thermal stress. All plastic appliances, plastic components are being produced or manufactured or assembled because of by using either heat energy or a mechanical energy. While the heat energy is continuously being supplied due to recyclings, the thermal stresses are caused, which degrades the quality of the plastic material, which degrades the quality of the virgin plastic material. This is one of the biggest limitations that we cannot go for recycling. Another biggest disadvantage is we cannot recycle the plastic materials as number of times you decide. Say, if I take the HDPE, high density polyethylene, I cannot recycle HDPE more than twice. If I take LDPE, I cannot recycle the LDPE more than 4 times. PET, polyethylene terephthalate. I cannot recycle this PET more than once. Because if I go beyond this limited number of recycles, its original quality in the sense original properties will be deteriorated. It is having, every material is having its own life. The data reveals that 60% of the plastic produced is being recycled in India. 70% of the plastic waste is directly contributing because of the packaging industries. Packaging industries, Amazon, Flipkart, many commercial e-platforms use heavy amount of plastic foams. Every component, every good, food items, usable, consumables are being wrapped with the plastic packages. So about 70% is the total waste that is being generated only because of the packaging industries. As I said right now, the plastics have been classified based on various structure, based on the recycling properties, based on a number of times recycled, and based on the permanence, whether it can be molded once, shaped once or twice, like thermosets, thermoplastics. Let me say one of the classification of plastics, types of the plastics based on the number of recycles. PET is one. As you know, if you observe any plastic item, on the plastic items which are being manufactured by the companies, they print the symbol which reflects the number of recycling times, how many times that the particular material can be recycled. Based on this number, you can identify what kind of plastic. If any product is being mentioned by the 4, this number, then it is made up of with the LDPE. Polyethylene, the major plastics that we use, PET, polyethylene terephthalate, the bottles, which are drinking water bottles, beverages, all these kinds of stuff are being stored in the PET bottles. The cosmetic appliances are being made up of with the HDPE. Sometimes we also use the LDPE content for making the cosmetic products. Polyvinyl chloride, usually for PVC pipes, LDPE, HDPE, polypropylene, polystyrene, polystyrene and polypropylene are the most used materials for the single-use disposal cups which are being widely used in celebrations in as per the Indian context. Other plastics like nylon, polycarbonate, polylactide are being classified as the 7. Here the number 4 indicates we can recycle these kind of plastics 4 times. In order to address the plastic waste and the pollution caused due to the plastic waste, Government of India has initiated by laying down the norms. Plastic waste management rules have been laid out. In 2011, it was mentioned, our report has been framed. Again, these 2011 PWM rules have been restructured in 2016. Again, these 2016 rules have been amended in 2018. As you all are aware that 2020 October 2nd, Swachh Bharat Divas. On Swachh Bharat Divas, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has announced that India is banning the single use of plastics. India is banning single use planning. Do you know what kind of plastics have been banned in India? Are you aware of the kind of plastics that were banned in India?
Below 50 micron.
Yeah, very good. Below 50 microns. Below 50 microns. Milk packets that we use, or any materials that are storing. Suppose if you are using washing machine, if you are using front load washing machine or top load washing machine, the detergent or the liquid that you use, which are being packed with the plastic stuff. So these kind of plastic stuff are below 50 microns or beyond the 50 microns thickness?
Most probably beyond the 50 microns.
Okay. The Lay's packet, Kurkure packets, which are commercially called as MLPs, multi-layered plastics. What do you think the thickness of these MLPs? Are these banned? Are these kind of plastic stuff banned? Any idea? Okay. MLPs which are being used for Kurkure or Lays, these are all about 55 to 65 microns, which are not banned. The carry bags that we do use for the vegetables and for other food stuff, for normal kind of applications, which are below 50 microns thickness, have been banned in India. As per the plastic waste management rules, the technologies for treating the plastic waste management are the thermochemical treatment, or directly using the plastic in building the road, in constructing the roads, in cement cleans, rotary cement cleans can be used. Again, in thermochemical treatment, pyrolysis and plasma pyrolysis are the widely used technologies for treating the plastic waste. The conventional technologies as of now that we were employed in India were the recycling, incineration, and landfilling. How many of you are from Delhi? Are there any faculty member from Delhi? Okay, I think no one. Yeah. Okay, good. So if you see, okay, let me. Plastic waste, as I said, reduce, reuse, recycling. Beyond this recycling, the next option is a recovery. As recycling is not the complete solution to treat the plastic. One side, our applications are being increasing due to increasing population. To cater the 130 crores people's need, we need more amount of materials. To cater the needs of the heavy population, definitely we cannot compromise with the consumerism. And nowadays, consumerism is a big topic, big concern for the people. So in this line of context, recycling may not be the complete solution. So the next option is recovery. We are focusing on the option of recovering the waste and converting the waste to valuable chemicals or valuable fuels or valuable energy materials. If we are unable to recover the materials, then the final option is landfill, again, which is not at all advisable for a better environment. As I was starting, the realities with the mixed plastic waste. If you want to recover the energy or recover the waste and converting into fuels or converting into energy materials or converting into energy aspects, what kind of challenges do you think? Is there any faculty member or any person who is working on the plastic waste in this group? No one?
I don't think so. I don't think so, sir.
Pardon?
Probably not, sir.
Okay.
But we are very much interested in working in that field.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So virgin plastics, as I said, polyethylene, polypropylene, PET, all these are being made all these appliances are made with the granules. If a single kind of plastic is being used for producing any product, then that is considered as the virgin plastic. Virgin plastic. This is the PET bottle, which is being prepared from the pure plastic that technically we say virgin plastic. If I want to treat the virgin plastic, if I want to recycling the virgin plastic, I have the better understanding of the thermal properties, at what temperature it gets degraded, at what temperature, how it behaves. Thermal behavior of the virgin plastics are well established. So for recycling the plastics, virgin plastics, a single kind of plastics, we have known the technologies. Technologies are well established. The pyrolysis technology is not at all new. It is very old technology. Treating the virgin plastics or treating the pure plastics by using pyrolysis technology is easier. Pyrolysis technology is easier because I know thermal behavior, at what temperature, how I can change the material, at what temperature, what are the chemical kinetics, what are the reaction kinetics that are being taking place, and what kind of catalyst that I can use while recycling, what kind of materials can I employ for recycling. Those are well established. So there is, in one way I can say, easy to convert, easy to recycling of the virgin plastic waste. But this is not the case with mixed plastic waste. Mixed plastic waste is having its own challenges, various challenges, like the mixed plastic waste content or composition of the mixed plastic waste is not uniform. If I consider the Delhi Anand Vihar, or if I consider the Delhi Munirka or any place in any city, the composition of the mixed plastic waste is different. Maybe 20% of PP and 30% of LDPE and 40% of HDPE is being found in one place. The same composition may not be there in another place. I cannot follow a simple reaction mechanisms or simple heat treatment process, simple conventional pyrolysis process by dumping all kinds of plastic waste in a common reactor. In a single reactor, I cannot heat. As you are all aware, pyrolysis is the basic process where heating of the material is being done in a reactor without oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, if you heat the material, it gets decomposed and get after decomposition, the further chemical reactions can be proceeded. But if I use the different kinds of materials with the same catalyst, treating with the same catalyst, again, it will not serve the purpose. Because I have worked with the waste, plastic waste, which is combined with the cardboard. Usually, we can find this kind of waste from the paper mill. We were converting the paper mill plastic waste industry, plastic waste to the fuels, plasto fuels. The major problem that we observed while converting this paper mill plastic waste, which is inherent component of the cardboard and paper content and foam kind of content. So while treating this, mostly we used to get the vaccine kind of materials. We were unable to get the plasto oil, pure plasto oil, as we attained from other kinds of plastics. If I process LDPE or HDPE, I will get the some good quality of the plaster fuel. The same reactor, the same catalyst we have employed for the other waste, which was obtained from the paper mill, Meerut paper mill, which is located in Uttar Pradesh, was not successful. Again, we also worked on the plastic that was recovered from the aluminum foils, aluminum foil, and then plastic layer. As I said, multi-layered plastics. This is one of the plastic that we received from industry, waste industry, from the MLP. They prepare the MLP for different applications. We have used the same reactor and same amount of catalyst composition and same quantity of the catalyst for treating the MLPs. Again, we did not get the satisfied results. What I mean to say is, same reactor or same technology cannot be employed all kinds of mixed plastic waste, all kinds of mixed plastic waste. It has various problems, including a thermal degradation, variable thermal degradation, and it has a variable composition. The problem with virgin plastics is collecting the same kind of plastics from the streets, from the industries, from the commercial sectors, or from various sectors is a challenge. We cannot collect. In India, widely, you can see the plastics are mixed. Plastic waste is being dumped at one places, at municipal or corporate locations. The major challenge for treating the plastic waste are the segregation. We cannot segregate the plastic waste manually. Though you have technologies for segregation, automated technologies or high cost technologies for segregating the plastic waste, we cannot employ for treating the low valued materials with high-end technologies. Manual segregation is another option, but manual segregation also have the problem, challenges, like manual segregation consumes much time. Huge amount of manpower is required as it is not hygiene. So people usually feel discomfort working in plastic segregation areas, and we may need to spend much amount for hiring the labor, and handling huge volumes of plastics is a challenging task, bigger task. Accuracy of segregation is also a bigger question if you adopt the manual segregation. Other way is employing any advanced technologies, automated technologies for segregation. Again, automated technologies have problems, like equipment are costly, technological issues of different plastics, only suitable for large volumes. If you want to handle small volumes, again, capital is huge for the segregation technologies. Some technologies like electrostatic separation technologies, turbocharging technologies, some biological technologies are already in use in certain places where the amount of plastic handling is huge. As per the economical concern, if the plastic waste amount is huge, then we can employ some kind of automated technologies, or combination of manual and automated technologies could also be used for segregation. As I was mentioning, the variable composition in the plastic, mixed plastic waste, and variable thermal behavior are the bigger challenges for the converting the waste into fuels. We were working with the industry, a couple of industries, and mostly we work with one of the industry in Pune in developing the technology, thermocatalytic depolymerization technology. This is basically a pyrolysis technology, as we were using a different kind of catalyst for treating the different kinds of plastic waste, and the heating treatment heat treatment temperatures are different. As you all know, polymer is being made with the monomers. Ethylene is being made polymerized into polyethylene. Our technology, TCD technology, thermocatalytic depolymerization, is the reverse process of the polymerization. From polymers, we again make monomers of different materials. In the absence of oxygen, our reactor works about 350 to 450 degrees centigrade. Yeah, this is the schematic representation. This slide depicts the schematic representation of the TCD technology, where mixed waste plastic is being collected and converted into small pieces, 2 mm to 6 mm range, and this shredded material is being fed to the reactor, pyrolysis reactor, TCD reactor. And from this TCD reactor, we will be getting 3 kinds of products. One is liquid, which we usually call as plasto oil. Another one is the gas, pyro gas or pyrolysis gas. And third one is the leftover char material, which is of measure of a black carbon. 3 products have different applications. The liquid is being used for the heating applications, for in industry boilers, industry heaters, or industry stoves. The refined plasto oil can also be used in automotive sector. Refined plasto oil can also be used in generators, electrical generators, which are widely used in service sectors like hotels, offices, hospitals, and many various sectors are widely using the small scale standby power generators. We can use this refined plasto oil for electrical power generation. In place of, as a substitute of diesel, we can use this plasto oil. We have already employed the refined plasto oil in engine technology in as alternate fuel in IC engines, and we had a proof of concept, and we found the better results that I will be sharing in forthcoming slides. The flow chart is as depicted. Before shredding, we do clean, as municipal mixed plastic waste is mixed with a lot of dust. So in order to remove the dirt, we do clean by using the cleaning machine. This is the pictorial view of the plant that was established in Pune. You can find some of the literature which were published in the journals. Yeah, the plasto oil is being used for various applications, as I was mentioning. For cooking, we can use for incinerators, for burning, automotive sector, for two-wheelers and four-wheelers, we can use industrial boilers, process heating, and agriculture for running the agriculture gensets, diesel gensets, and then pump gensets. Pump sets can be used. You can use furnace oil in place of LDSO. The plastics can also be used directly for road construction. The char which is being attained after the pyrolysis can also be used for the road construction. Sorry, I could not include that slide. Yeah. So this is the slide which indicates the satisfied results with the engine technology. The plasto oil which was produced from the mixed plastic waste has been utilized for operating the engine. of agriculture sector, and we also used in the two-wheeler. The same oil has been used in the two-wheeler, and observe the engine performance, which reflects the comparable results with the diesel fuel. Comparable results in terms of efficiency and in terms of pollution levels, like hydrocarbon emissions, carbon monoxide, smoke, and those results are satisfying, comparable to the diesel, which is evident that the plastofuel derived from the mixed plastic waste can be used for automotive segment as well. Other target beneficiaries, as I mentioned, oil production industries that are using boilers. Every chemical industry or processing industry, food industries are widely used the heat energy. For heat sources, you can use the Plasto oil. Even if you type in IndiaMart, you can get the Plasto oil at low cost, 32 rupees, 35 rupees per liter or per kg, or 35 rupees, which is a raw Plasto oil. If the same oil is being refined, then the cost would be increasing about to 45 rupees or 50 rupees, which can be employed for better high-end applications like transportation segment. Expected impact: the proposed technology would cater the Swachh Bharat mission and would cater the huge energy demands. These were the slides with our industry partners. We also conducted a small-scale laboratory test at our previous university, by collecting the waste from the streets. This is the waste collected from the Dehradun streets. And this is the small-scale laboratory pyrolysis reactor, TCD reactor, where electrical energy is being used for converting the plastic waste into fuels. In this conventional electrical energy is being used. Earlier, in this reactor, the heat energy is being supplied by the oil produced in the plant itself. Whatever the Plasto oil that is being produced, that is being recycled for the heat energy generation. For initial burning, for initial starting of the plant, we do use either gas or diesel. Once the plant is being started, we recycle the gas that is being generated, pyrogas which is being generated, on the pyrolysis oil that is being liquefied. Pyrogas and pyro oil, both are being fed back to the plant. So here the electrical energy for heating is nil. We don't use electrical energy for heating the plastic waste in the reactor. Electrical energy is used only for operating the motors, water motors, and other compressors and other small appliances. So here literally the electrical energy consumption is almost insignificant. If I do the energy balance, definitely it is for a positive end. However, for laboratory testing purpose, we cannot recycle back the gases produced in the reactor. This is the reactor and these are the condensers. So we have used the electrical heaters for producing the vapors, plastic vapors. Now we are working on the solar thermal energy integration with the conventional pyrolysis technology. This project was carried out with the funding of DST, New Delhi, where the Schaeffler disk was used for collecting the solar rays, for concentrating the solar radiation onto the reactor. This is right side one is the cavity reactor of capacity 12 to 15 kg per batch. This is batch process. The solar radiation was incident on the reactor, and the reactions, catalytic pyrolysis reactions have been carried out inside the reactions. Whatever the vapors that are being produced are being collected through the condensers. Here you can see the glass condensers, multi-stage gas condensers, where you can get the oil. Here you can see the black spotted oil. This is the oil collected from the mixed plastic waste which was fed to the reactor at laboratory scale with the 10 to 12 kg per batch. Now the same technology is being scaling up with another project which is being carried out at National Rail and Transportation Institute along with the Rudra Environmental Solutions Limited, Pune. Now we are carrying out the project with DST sponsored. It is about a 2.6 crore project we are carrying out. Right now we are carrying out this project targeting converting the Vadodara municipal plastic waste to fuels, valuable fuels. Converting Vadodara railway station plastic waste into fuels. Already we have established the municipal solid waste plant at Vadodara railway station, from which we daily get 200 kg plastic waste after segregation. The idea was to convert this plastic waste into fuels, which is having the solar integrated technologies. Another kind of application, the same pyrolysis TCD technology can be employed for converting the organic waste also into fuels. This was the sewage treatment plant in our previous university, where around 2 lakhs liters per day capacity was the capacity of this STP. This was the sludge, sewage sludge, which are widely used for different applications. Sometimes it is being used for the horticulture purpose. However, this sludge cannot be used directly for horticulture or for other kind of applications, because these are having some kinds of metals which are harmful to the soil fertilization. So we need to convert this sludge, which is otherwise a waste, which is otherwise being dumped. This sludge can be converted into valuable materials. We have employed the same technologies, pyrolysis technology, for converting this sewage sludge. We have used the same reactor and little modified reaction temperature profile with the other kind of catalyst. The oil, produced oil, is having the properties as depicted in this figure. This was the oil collected from the sewage sludge, pyrolysis oil collected from the sewage sludge. After, as I said, in pyrolysis, we do get the 3 kinds of products: oil, liquid product, and solid and gas. Solid is the carbon. It is pure carbon. From this sewage sludge, oil is being produced, and the leftover material is the carbon. This is the carbon, which can be again activated and can be used as activated carbon. Activated carbon is having high value. Activated carbon is widely used for filtration purpose, water filtration purpose. In filtration plants, we do use activated carbon. Normal carbon may be having 5 rupees per kg, but once if the carbon is being activated, then the value of the activated carbon will increase. Activated carbon is about 45 rupees to 100 rupees. Again, activated carbon value is different from what is the raw material for the activated carbon. So we have conducted some various kinds of experiments for activation of the carbon. That was drawn out from the different raw materials. From the forest waste, we could get the carbon, and the carbon was also activated. As I said, in Uttarakhand, plenty of lantana needles are being available. Wherever you go in Uttarakhand, many places on roadsides, you can see the lantana. From lantana, we have produced the carbon, again activated. So different kinds of forest waste, agriculture waste, and industrial waste can be used for converting the valuable fuels or valuable materials. We had also worked on the macroalgae, which is widely available from the coastal areas. This was the macroalgae which was obtained from the Gujarat coastal area, and we have conducted the experiments on the same reactor, and we have produced the oil. Still, as the process is under going, so I am not displaying the much results about this. As my time is up, so I would leave this time for queries. If you have any queries, you can kindly ask. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your very interesting presentation. I think we have learned a lot from this kind of presentation which you have given to us. So it is open for discussion. If anybody has any queries, any questions, you may ask us.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, why recycling of this technology, particularly plasto oil, this is quite interesting, but it's not so becoming popular. What is the initial investment?
Initial investment?
Initial investment.
Yeah. If you want to treat around 1 TPD, 1 ton per day, if you want to install the 1 TPD plant, the cost is around 50 to 60 lakhs. Again, let me say, if you type pyrolysis plants, which were used for the tire pyrolysis, which are being downloaded from the Chinese technologies, they use the rotational technology, rotational reactor. They use the rotation reactor, which is having problems. They may say even 5 TPD plant, they may offer for the 60 lakhs. The cost of the plant is, again, I'm talking about only capital investment. The cost of the plant is, again, depends upon the type of reactor material. Usually people do use the MS material of maybe 3 mm, 6 mm thickness, and coated with the high temperature paints, high temperature materials. With this MS coated with high temperature materials is having a problem and long run operations. If you use SS310, SS316 material for the reactor and for all other condensing materials, condensers, definitely the cost of the plant would increase. So roughly on commercial scales, if you want the exact figures, the payback period with the 1 TPD or 5 TPD is about 2.5 to 2.6 years payback period. This I am mentioning about the using SS316 material, because I do work with the various industries which produce the plastic pyrolysis plants, which fabricate the plants. So if you want the plant for 10 lakhs, we can provide. If you want the plant for 1 crore, also can be provided. Again, what kind of technology that you are using for collecting the carbon. After process, after producing the oil and all other stuff, you will be left over with the carbon. Removal of the carbon. If you use automated technology, again, the cost of the plant will increase. If you want to remove them manually, cost of the plant definitely would reduce. feeding, raw material feeding. If you want to feed the raw material automatically, then automated integration system is to be employed, which is increasing the cost of the plant. All these stuffs are there if you discuss about the economical aspects. Roughly, on average, it is about 2.5 years. You can get back whatever the investment that you invested.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay. Go ahead, Mr. You have some question.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was a wonderful talk, sir. I have a question, sir. So we have the technology now, but still implementing this technology on the ground to resolve this issue of plastic waste, and right, sir, that's still not effectively taking place. And what's the reason, sir? Generally speaking.
For any new technology or new material to be employed in the system, various parameters are there. One is facility infrastructure, political reasons, political aspects are there, and the motivational aspects are there. So for this, this technology is known to everyone. This is very old technology, but cannot be employed. Even in the last year on Swachh Bharat Divas, I have given presentation to DST, all scientists in Delhi. In spite of knowing the facts, they are unable to invest the amount for these new technologies. They are not supporting. If you speak truly, any technology maturity is being majorly depend on the supply chain management. Supply chain of the plastic waste, raw material to the product is a challenging task. Raw material availability and conversion and selling of the oil produce. This supply chain is not still integrated in Indian context. So right now, supply chain management is a big issue, and the awareness is also a big issue. Nobody will invest high amount on these technologies which are not physically seen by them. So I personally involved with many industry people, and I do convince the people for investing. Earlier, we used to work on the biodiesel installation plants. The people who are invested on biodiesel plants, they are ready to invest on the plastic pyrolysis plants. However, they have again doubts whether the raw material is available or not.
Yes, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, what is the segregation separation cost of some old plastic and virgin new plastic? If you compare, how is the cost difference? Segregation and separation cost is quite high for old plastics, used plastics, and virgin plastics are quite cheap. So that can be a problem. So people are not getting interested.
See, collection of the virgin plastic is a difficult task. Collecting the PET bottles, only PET bottles, collecting the only milk packets, collection of the only shampoo bottles, or collection of any particular kind of waste is a bigger concern while treating the virgin plastics. If you want to treat the mixed plastics, definitely again a segregation cost would add up in the total production cost. So what was your doubt?
Whether this collection of this used plastic will be economically viable or not. That is my doubt.
Yeah, collection, see, if people are aware, then if you collect separately, it is definitely be economical. But See, people usually follow the easy solutions. Even in your house, even in my house, separation of the plastic waste, keeping plastic waste in one dustbin and keeping the kitchen waste in one dustbin is a bigger problem. Simply they throw all kinds of waste in one dustbin. Even if you separated the waste at source of generation of the plastic or organic waste, again, if you dump in the corporation units, they will mix up. Again, the problem lies up. If you are able to collect the separate plastic, definitely it is economical. In this aspect, Indore was the a good example. As you all aware, Indore was the clean green city for the couple of times, around 3 or 4 times it was the green city for top rank 1. In Indore, they don't collect the waste if you mix. Definitely they check while dumping in the corporate unit in Indore, while in streets, they use separate bins and they put a rule. Wet kachra is different and dry kachra is different. Again, in dry kachra also, what are the content? They are following a systematic, because of which they are earning a lot with the waste. In Vadodara, where we are living, though the municipality unit, corporation unit comes with different dustbins, but usually people throw all together in one dustbin. Plastic, kitchen waste, all organic solid waste, everything in the one dustbin, which is again increasing the cost of treatment. If you gather the separate virgin plastic, definitely it is being economical.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
The question is, if you use this castor oil as a fuel for cars and buses and everything, what will be the amount of waste generated from that compared to the one which is being used as diesel or petrol? If you compare, what will be the, have you studied that aspect of that also? That is what my question is actually.
Waste or pollution?
Pollution, yes, pollution I'm talking about.
Yeah. See, this we have worked on the engine applications. We have used the oil in engine. These pollutants from the internal combustion engines are majorly classified carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, unburned hydrocarbon emissions. If engine is of diesel engine, then smoke is the biggest problem, along with the CO2 and oxides of nitrogen. These are the major pollutants released from this. So here, if you see this graph, smoke, black colored curve is the smoke levels if you run the engine with diesel, Euro 4 diesel, which is being available now. PO1 is the plastic oil one with certain mixture. PO2 is the plastic oil with certain kind of mixture. So here you can see the smoke levels are almost in the range, not too high. If you observe, unburned hydrocarbon emissions are also comparable with the diesel operation vehicle. So pollutions as well as efficiency. If I want to use the oil for a transportation sector, I need to target one side on the efficiency, mileage or economy. Another side, I need to target about the pollutants. So both are comparable with the conventional fuel available right now.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
See, this is the pictorial view where our industry partners are being collected in the streets. You can see here, we have the 2 vehicles in Pune. These 2 vehicles, they go to the communities, different communities. A dedicated team is there. They usually get the call from one particular communities. on daily basis, they go to particular communities and then they collect the waste and bring to the plant where the waste is being treated. So collection system is definitely economical. If you collect the pure plastic, already segregated plastic, then there is no cost for cleaning, no need of cleaning, no need of a segregation. Around 2 to 3 rupees is being saved. Usually we purchase the plastic waste 4 or 5 rupees per kg from industries. If you are the short of the plastic waste, we do purchase from the industries, waste scrappers, scrap industries. We spend 4 rupees or 5 rupees for the plastic waste. If you collect from the communities, apartments, some industries, or from various societies, then for us it is about 2 rupees or 3 rupees. If raw material cost is being decreased, definitely production cost also would be decreased. So there is already running system of efficient collection from the streets, which serves the purpose of cleaning, green environment, as well as the efficient conversions. This is the dedicated team. This is the truck that we use in Pune.
Sir, can't we start with a very small scale or just for study, plasto oil or pyro oil?
Yeah, you can start with, if you are willing or if you want set up plans, then I'm there ready to help you. Even you can start with 100 kg plastic waste or 200 kg plastic waste. I'm glad that your director has been mentioning that you are going to implement some of the technologies to treat the plastic waste generated maybe in the university or surrounding the university. The university where I was there earlier, Uttarakhand, Dehradun, that university adopted the 10 nearby villages, and from those areas we used to collect the waste and we used to help the people under SCR program, CSR programs. So you are also welcome to install a small scale plant, maybe 10 kg plastic waste treatment plant or 50 kg or 100 kg. We are ready to help.
Thank you, sir. Sir, pyro oil and plasto oil, what is the basic difference?
Pyro oil is the broader term. Oil that has been derived by pyrolysis process is pyro oil. Plasto oil is oil derived from the plastic feedstock. Pyrolysis technology can be employed for any kind of material, any materials, not only the plastic polymers, but you can use for the agriculture waste, you can use kitchen waste, you can use any kind of waste.
Sir, Suranjan Haldar, one of our participants, he asked that, sir, can we use nanomaterials for this purpose?
Nanomaterials
for this. Suranjan Haldar, sir, are you present here? So you please unmute and you ask the question. I don't know that whether he is present or not.
Okay. So nanomaterials we are not use. Nanomaterials we have used for industrial heat transfer applications. Nanomaterials utilization is right now it is burning topic, widely used in various applications. Nano material based catalyst can be employed for pyrolysis technology, definitely, but we are not right now using. If you are there in this field, If you are expertise, definitely we can collaborate for further work. Right now, we are focusing on the energy aspects, harnessing solar energy with the conventional technology. See, work is there, much work to be developed. As I said, a catalyst development, synthesis of catalyst is a bigger challenge for treating the mixed plastic waste. Right now, we are also facing problems with the specialized catalyst for different kinds of mixed plastic waste. So being the chemical engineers, you are welcome to collaborate in this regard. If you have any experimental facility or any facility to treat, to develop or to synthesize a catalyst, you are welcome to collaborate with us. Usually we use zeolite based catalyst, silica based catalyst for purpose. Right now we are using these two kinds of catalysts we are using, but still not matured in this catalyst technology. Low temperature catalyst, low cost catalyst is the biggest concern for treating the waste.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I think we can, is there any other question from anybody, any participant? I think we can stop here, I think. Nice. It's a great presentation, sir. We have learned a lot from you. We would like to learn from you more, maybe through different correspondences.
Thank you.
Maybe email or something. So I would just like to present a little bit. Just a minute, sir. 1 minute.
Sir, we will need your help actually. What I told you that we are going to start something at our college itself.
Yeah, sure.
Just a minute.
You can kindly contact us.
So this is the letter of appreciation, certificate of appreciation, sir, for your nice presentation. Appreciation certificate of appreciation.
Okay, thank you. May I leave?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for this presentation. Yes, sir. Okay, all of you, I think.
Thank you, teacher.
We will have the next presentation of Dr. Pilli from 12:30. Please, all of you stay here. It will just start maybe after a few minutes only. From 12:30, we'll start the next session 2. Thank you all of you.
Yes.